Story 7. Fallen Bomb. Whitty was wandering through the alley, wondering if he could ever find a way to make a new career, until he heard someone call his name. Whitty! He recognized the voice. He turned around, and who does he see but Tabby, Tricky, and Agati. This is not the first time they've met, though. Whitty recently got into a fight with these three teens a long time ago. So, you arrive, huh? Says Whitty as he pops the bones in his knuckles. Agati replied, Indeed, this time we might just win. Tricky gets in the way. You don't kill a clown. Clown kills you! Whitty interrupts in pure anger. Enough! Just because her father stole my spotlight doesn't mean she didn't save me from getting killed. Tabby cuts in. Gah! I don't care anymore. I will kill her just to make that stupid piece of crap she calls her father feel pain. The battle begins. The wall starts to collapse. Fire starts to burn everywhere surrounding them. Whitty's fuse lights up in a blood-red glow. Tabby lunges himself towards the bomb, biting Whitty's arm in impact. He throws Tabby towards the walls, followed by Tricky throwing a brick right into Whitty's chests. No bones were broken, but he felt the sheer force of the ribcage pressing up against his heart and lungs. Agati then kicks Whitty right in the spine. The bomb falls to the ground, but quickly rolls away from Agati and quickly gets back up. Whitty then sprouts 4 white feathered wings from his back. Tabby yelled out, Hey! Bomb wings! As he holds a knife in his hands, Whitty turns around and stares at Tabby with his glowing, bright orange eyes. His claws sharpen up with the light of his angelic powers reflecting on his metallic hands. He dashes upward, ready to attack as he shouts, Your strength against my metal claw! Now eat this, sucker! He dashes towards Tabby, but Agati unfortunately uses his powers to create 2 large metal pillars from the ground, crushing the bomb. He then let out an agonizing scream. Whitty's scream was not the kind he'd do during battles. It sounded more like someone getting murdered, combined with the screeching, tortured souls from a home of Satan himself. Agati lowered the pillars, causing Whitty to fall to the ground. His wings were broken, ribcage crushed, blackened and red blood spilling out of the mouth, halo broken in half, and pain coursing throughout his veins. Agati cleans the dust off his hands. Tabby puts his knife back in his pocket. Well, glad that's over with. Why don't we go have some lunch? Agati and Tricky all agree as they leave the place. The fire had gone out. The walls mysteriously reconstruct themselves. After 3 minutes of lying on the ground, Whitty got back up from the ground, relieved that they've left. But he reminded himself that they would be back soon, so he ran into the opposite direction from the others. He tried to fly, but it was no use. He was hurt and unfortunately fallen, so he kept running. Eventually, he came across a staircase that led up to the door of a building. He went up the stairs and got inside the building. The room had a circular table in the middle, with 4 chairs surrounding it. The back of the room had a door that led to another room, with a much more smaller staircase. When he went down the stairs and noticed that there was a bed with a couch next to it. Whitty calmly laid down on the bed. He couldn't go any further, for he sadly believed that it was the end for him. He said to himself, Why must everyone hate me? I can't believe they would do this to me. Everything hurts. He wrapped his wings around himself, trying to gain warmth, but all he felt was blood, bones, mangled feathers, and sorrow. Everything started going dark. Loneliness felt like drowning, and it was getting harder and harder to breathe. He finally closed his eyes, waiting to die. After 3 hours of lying in bed, he felt something soft on his face. He opened his eyes, and and saw that it was none other than Carol herself. Whitty was surprised and shocked to see her, but he felt ashamed of himself. He said to Carol, I'm sorry, Carol. Carol hushed him. Shh. It's okay. It's not your fault. I watched the whole entire battle. I can't believe they would do this to such a beautiful angel like you, she said as she wipes the blood off Whitty's face. She used her magic to provide warmth and embraced Whitty to comfort him. He felt that maybe some people still love him, and remembered that Updike no longer hunted him. The two lovebirds then kissed each other. After 2 minutes, they then fell asleep. The end.